Hey guys, Sam here. So I'm in my new apartment. My new tour is coming up really soon of the apartment. But right now I'm just gonna sit down and I'm gonna film a paranormal storytime video. So the storytime video that I'm gonna be telling you today is pretty much the most insane thing that has ever happened to me living in my parents' house. So this was really the moment when all of these other things leading up to it were completely unable to be discredited. Like everything else, I was like, okay, this is totally confirmed. So I think I was in grade 9. So this was 5 years ago. I was in grade 9 and it was in the wintertime. I can remember it clear as day. And I had just seen Paranormal Activity. The very first one, for the very first time. I saw it in theaters with a couple of my friends and it was the worst idea ever. Little 14 or 15-year-old me thinks that it's a good idea. Oh, I can be tough, I can be fine, like I can go and I can see a scary movie. No, it turned out being really bad. I don't know why it scared me so much. I think it was just because it was so many little things that could actually happen or that I had actually seen happen to me before that led up to the big grand finale of the movie where, oh, Katie is still missing, like blah blah blah. It's horrifying. So I can remember after that happened, there was a day when I was in my kitchen. I had just been dropped off after going to a friend's house and I heard something in the basement of my house. Like I heard this big loud noise. I go down the stairs. I'm curious, of course. We didn't have a dog at this point, so we had no pets in the house. And I swear to God, I looked down the hallway in the basement and the laundry room door was shut. Just to be clear, we never shut our laundry room door. It stays open. It has the furnace in it. It has the washer and dryer. Like it has everything in it. And if you shut the door, all of the clothes that are hanging up to dry are gonna just like, you know, have no ventilation, no air movement whatsoever. So we don't shut the door. So that was the moment where I kind of sat back and I was like, okay, so the laundry room door just shut itself. Like, that's fine. Let's just continue on living our lives. So there were a couple more things that happened right in and around at the same time as this. I had a really horrifying dream one night. I had woken up at probably like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning and I was like covered in sweat from having this dream. I can remember it to this day. I was standing in my bedroom looking at I had like 2 big mirrors on my dressers and I can remember I was standing in one of the mirrors. I was dead. Like I was completely dead. Looking in the mirror, screaming at myself in not my voice.
You fill the emptiness.
For some reason. And then I remember waking up and freaking out and I called my friend and I was like, please help me, like what do I do right now? And she was like, get out of your house, get out of your house, like don't be in there. Around this time is when things started to like just move on their own. Like everybody in my house would kind of find that you would set something down somewhere and you'd go to look for it and it wouldn't be there, or you'd find it a couple days later and it would be in a completely random spot. And that is something that has carried on ever since then. It's been years and years and years of that, and it's kind of like a running joke in my family now that if you lose something you're gonna find it in a couple days anyway. So we feel like the house likes to mess with us, so we just let it do its thing. So around this time is when my best friend, who also came with me to see Paranormal Activity, she had said, okay, you know what, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna like talk to it, we're gonna tell it to leave you alone, we're gonna tell it to leave your family alone, like we're gonna get this, we're gonna do this. She came over one night after school and nobody else was in the house. It was just me and her, and like I said, we didn't have any pets at the time. We were sitting at the kitchen table with her phone up, we had her phone sitting on the kitchen table and we were like asking all these questions and trying to see if we would get any responses, which was so stupid. We ended up completely forgetting about it and not even paying attention to anything that was going on. So our kitchen cabinets are like kitty cornered, so we had like this corner and then like the microwave was like right here on the counter. So I was sitting on the counter in front of the microwave and my best friend was leaned up against the stove, and we're sitting there, and right above we have this island that sits in the center of my kitchen, and right above the island is our pot hangers. So it's like filled with pots and pans and scissors and pot lids and everything else that you can possibly hang on it is hanging on it. We were sitting there and we were laughing. We'd completely forgotten about the main reason why she was in my house. We were laughing about something and I just remember being like mid-laugh, like mid having a great time, and it went straight from that to both of our eyes shot to the pot hanger, and one of the pots had swung and hit another pot on the pot hanger, and then everything around the pot hanger just started shaking from the like recoil of the one pan hitting the other. It was something else, to say the least. So we sat there for a minute and I looked at her and she looked at me and I started screaming, "Oh my God, it's in the kitchen right now." And we're in the kitchen right now. So we kind of just both freaked out a little bit and she left shortly after. So that was one thing that was really hard to debunk because that's never happened since. Like, and it's not like we had just hung up a pot or a pan on the pot hanger. Neither of us were anywhere close to it. Neither of us could reach out and touch it. It was completely left on its own. There were no windows open. The AC wasn't on. Like I said, it was wintertime, so I don't know. It was one of the scariest things that has ever happened there, just because it didn't feel, like I said before in an earlier video, that it never felt evil, like it never felt like a bad presence, but it just didn't feel like its usual, you know, happy-go-lucky, like, oh hey, I'm here type of thing. It was like, hey, stop messing around, don't ask questions that you don't want to know the answer to. It was scary, and it kind of opened my eyes, and that was in and around the time when I sort of just stopped everything to do with thinking about ghosts or like ghost shows or looking into it, because I just wanted to get it out of my life so badly. It was affecting me so badly at that point that I just had to take some time where I wasn't enveloped in that. So anyway, that is one of the main stories that has led me, I think, even to be the person that I am today. Like, I'm so interested in all things paranormal now, and I think that I have that to credit for it as well, because, you know, I think it's very interesting. I think it's really cool, and it's made me have such an open mind about it, because there are things that have happened to me that I definitely can't debunk, and I'm not the only person who's seen it. Yeah, I definitely am a believer. I hope you guys like this story time video, and I will be back very soon with more. Now that I'm in my apartment. This is probably going to be my setup for a little while, so I hope you like that too. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye. Yeah, we like feel like the house likes to mess with